Harry felt the first tingle of a warning. Nothing he could put his finger on yet. But why would the man go out of the room unless he suspected they spoke Cantonese and he had something to hide? On the other hand, maybe the man was just being cautious. Whatever the reason, it didn't feel right, and Harry listened to his instincts more than most. While Zing and Harry negotiated, Emma remained busy working on her tablet, seemingly unconcerned with the discussion about young girls being shipped to the Middle East. Her presence seemed to unnerve Zing at first, which had been Harry's intention all along. But Zing realised she had no interest in these negotiations, and appeared to be unfazed by the idea of girls being bought and sold in this way. Had he realised Emma was busy hacking into his computer through the Wi-Fi, things may have been somewhat different. Zing re-entered the room, smiling widely, the gaps in his teeth forming miniature cave entrances in the cavern within. "My partner, he agree, but first you must go see girl. You go with my men. They look after you. Take you to see girl." "That is unnecessary, my friend. I have your word, and in my country that is sufficient." Zing smiled. "You in my country now. Please go see girl." Two men entered through the same door from which Zing had recently re-emerged. Harry listened again to his internal watchdog. Although not large in stature, the men had a presence. Warriors recognised other warriors, and these men knew how to handle themselves. This didn't smell right, and if Zing's men were escorts for their safety, then he was a ballerina with the bolshoi. "We take my car?" Zing shook his head. "Not far, 2-minute walk." Although he still presented the air of someone calm and relaxed, the klaxon for action stations sounded loudly within. This wasn't the place to take action. 3-1 was okay for Harry, especially as they didn't know Harry's background and training. To them he was an aging Arab and nothing more. But the confined space and presence of Emma urged him to be cautious. They followed the two men outside and along the street for a short distance before turning into a narrow and unusually quiet alleyway. Shortcut. "I bet," thought Harry. Harry stumbled and steadied himself on Emma's shoulder, leaning towards her. "This is wrong. Make sure you step back out of the way when it kicks off. If you can, get back to the car. Understand?" Emma inclined her head, and as she did so, the two men whirled round, brandishing knives. "Go, Emma!" Harry found himself looking at the back of Emma's head as she rushed to the nearest man. Not quite the direction he was expecting her to take. The spinning wheel kick took the knife out of the hand of the first assailant. The second kick went to the head, dropping him like a stone, clearing the way for his colleague to take up the attack. As Harry moved forward, the second man lunged towards Emma with the knife held low. This man knew his knife work, and even in these circumstances, Harry admired of professional work. It mattered not. Harry heard the man's leg break as Emma's kick went in from the side, moving the knee joint in a direction it was never designed to go. He dropped the knife as he toppled sideways. Emma's rising foot made contact with the descending head. The resulting crack made Harry wince. She stepped back and performed the balquin, the traditional martial arts salute. "Bloody hell, girl, where did you learn that?" Emma flicked back her hair. "Pretty little blonde girl living in a rough part of the town has to learn to look after herself." "Anything else I should know about you, my little flower?" She smiled. "Some things I like to keep secret." "Go on, what was it and what level are you?" "Those were not beginner's moves. Shaolin Kung Fu, brown belt. My sensei believes I'm a black belt candidate now." Harry laughed. "And there I was about to do the gentlemanly thing and protect you. I'm more impressed by you every day, little flower. Impressed indeed, and I have to say a bit relieved too. These Arab robes are not the best thing to be wearing in a fight." He pulled out a polythene bag and a pair of nitrile gloves from his thobe. Holding the glove in his hand, he picked up one of the knives and dropped it in the bag. He smiled at Emma. "Evidence. Now let's get out of here before someone sees us, or they wake up." He looked at the two figures sprawled on the ground. "Although that might not be for a while. In the meantime, I think I need to reopen negotiations with Mr. Zing." That's an excerpt from my new novel, Out of Darkness, which is in video book 1, and it's the third crime novel I've released. And I'd just like to thank the people who've already bought copies of it, and I hope that that has given you some interest to buy a copy too. It's available on Amazon, in paperback, Kindle and Kindle Unlimited, and should be available to order from all good bookstores. Thank you for listening. Bye.